up my loves? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Leizel and today's video is a tutorial on this look that I'm currently wearing. As a lot of you guys would know, Valentine's Day is coming up and I was feeling pretty inspired and decided to do a Valentine's Day inspired look for you guys. I was actually super excited to do this look because it gave me the chance to play around with my new palette, which is... I'm just gonna let you look at it for a second because, I mean, this thing is amazing. As you can see, it comes with a ginormous mirror and all of these beautiful colors. Can we just take a moment, like, what? As a lot of you guys would know who watch my videos regularly, I am obsessed with the Violet Voss Holy Grail eyeshadow palette. Like, that is literally my Holy Grail eyeshadow palette, and they recently came out with this bad boy, the Ride or Die eyeshadow palette, and oh my god, like the colors, I'm in love. So since I got this new palette, I was feeling super inspired to create some type of Valentine's Day look for you guys. I don't really know what to call this. It's kind of just like a half cut crease with like a bit of glitter in the crease, if that makes sense. I'm so bad at deciding what to call things, but best believe I'll come up with a title. That's pretty much all I have to say for this long ass intro. Also, if you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's that little red button, and if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Now that that's all said, let's get on to the tutorial. Starting off with the eyes today, I'm going to prime them first with my current favorite, which is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. Just applying that to both of my lids and then blending it in. Once I've blended it in, I am going to set it with the RCMA No Color Powder. This just really ensures that I have a nice, smooth and flawless canvas to work with. Moving on to eyeshadows, the first shadow I'll be applying is Abigail. It's this warm brown neutral eyeshadow. Just running that back and forth through the creases in windscreen wiper motions, and then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go in with the shade Amy. It's this beautiful matte burgundy red maroon type of shade, so I'm just running that back and forth, making sure to really drag that towards the inner corner of my eyes. Next up, I'm taking the shade Josie and getting that right into the crease, girl, like really working that in there to add a little more depth and definition to the eyes. Then for the outer corners of my eyes, I'm taking the shade Holly, pretty much just applying that, as I said, to the outer corners of my eyes. But I found that that wasn't like as dark as I wanted it to be, so I did go on top with another shade called Rachel and use that to kind of darken it up a little more, if you will. Now I'm just going to cut the crease. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is the easiest way to cut your crease, guys. This actually does take me a long time to do because I find since I do have slightly hooded eyes, it's a little bit difficult for me to do this step. But you just really want to take your time with it. Take a step back, have a look, see where you want to have it placed, and then kind of go from there. So I do cut my crease about 2/3 of the way across, and then I set it all in place with the shade April. Then for the actual lid shade, I'm taking this shade called Emma and applying that on top. It's this beautiful light pink shimmery eyeshadow. I absolutely love it. So I'm pretty much just applying that everywhere where I cut my crease on top of all that concealer and whatnot. And then I'm just going to go back in and take whatever shadow is left on that brush I used for the outer corners of my eyes, and I'm basically just meshing the two together and blending everything together so it looks a little more seamless. Next up, I'm going to apply a winged liner. I've been using the Inglot gel eyeliner in number 77 for my winged liner lately, and oh my god, like it makes applying winged liner so easy. Then this is the fun part. I wasn't sure whether I was actually going to do this, but I'm glad I did. I'm just using the Eye Candy Cosmetics glitter in Double Bubble and applying that to the outer corners of my eyes, kind of halfway to the halfway point, if you know what I mean. I wasn't actually sure how I wanted to do this. I literally winged it, but I like how it turned out. Then all that's left to do for the eyes is to highlight the brow bone, so I'm using the shade Anne to do that. Moving on to the face now, I am starting off by priming. I'm using the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I've been obsessed with this primer lately, so I'm blending that into my skin, and then I'm going to go in with foundation. Another thing I've been obsessed with, which is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. So I'm working in sections and just dotting that onto my face and then blending it in with a beauty blender. Next up, I'm just doing a little bit of color correcting with the MAC Prep and Prime pen in Bright Forecast. It's basically just a peachy toned color corrector, which is going to help brighten up my under eyes because I really need it. And then I'm going to conceal with the Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. If you're wondering, the shade that I use is light. So I'm basically going to put that underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, above my brows, and just a little bit on my chin. And then I'm going to, of course, blend it out with a dampened beauty blender. Once that concealer is all blended in, I'm then going to do a little bit of baking with the RCMA No Color Powder. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this because it kind of gives me bad flashback. Like, it makes my face look really light, but we're just gonna go with it. So I'm just sweeping away the excess after I let it do its thing on my face. And then whatever is like left, I'm just kind of sweeping over the rest of my face as well because I didn't set my foundation yet. Then going back into the eyes, I'm running the shade Josie along my bottom lash line because I'm really gonna smoke it out, of course. Next up, I'm going to take that shade Amy and run that along the bottom lash line as well, but much closer to my lashes than I did with that Josie shade. So once I'm happy with the placement of all of that, I'm going to curl my lashes. But it was at this point that I realized I hadn't lined my waterline, so I'm taking the Rimmel Exaggerate liner in the shade Nude, and then I'm going to apply some mascara. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. So I'm applying a lot on my bottom lashes and then just a little bit on my top because I am going to go in with some falsies. For falsies, I decided to use the Featherette Lashes from House of Lashes. I love these because they're super fun and flirty, but they're not too overbearing, if that makes sense. So I feel like they're perfect for this look because they still show off the eye without taking over the eye, if you get what I mean. Back onto my face now, I'm just contouring with the shade Shadow Play from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So as always, I am just contouring my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, and my nose. Next up, I'm just bronzing with the Milani Baked Bronzer in Soleil. I believe that's what the shade is called. So I'm just running that over my cheeks, across my hairline, and just all the places that I want to be all bronzed up because my face is looking a little bit flat. And then it was at this point that I really wanted to carve out that contour I did. So I just went in with a little bit of that RCMA powder and then quickly wiped it away. And that chiseled my cheeks real quick. Now for blush, I'm using the NARS blush in Orgasm. I haven't used this blush in so long, but I actually like how it looked with this. Then I'm going to highlight. I love this highlighter, guys. I'm using those two shades on the very far right of the palette, and can you guys see that my reaction is just like everything? Like, I'm just obsessed with mixing these two shades together. I think it's amazing. And I totally just realized that I even forgot to mention what the palette is called. This is the Sleek Highlighter Palette in Solstice. I even used it for the inner corners of my eyes, and my highlight that day was poppin', girl. It was poppin'. Onto the lips now. I'm going to line them and fill them in with the Inglot Lip Liner in 854. And for lipstick, I'm using another Inglot product. This is their lipstick in number 403. It's this beautiful nude shade. And then that is pretty much it, you guys. I sprayed some Fix Plus onto my face and the look was complete. So that's pretty much the end of the tutorial, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. As always, I will have a full list of all the products I used throughout this video down below in the description box, where you can also find all the links to my social media accounts. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, then you can find all of that down below. With all that being said, I hope you guys are having an awesome week, and I will catch you all in my next video. Stay glowy!